In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 good things about the new BMW M5. Then I'm going to tell you about 5 bad things about the new M5. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you some alternatives that you might want to buy instead of it. But before that, let's kick off with one obvious benefit of this new car being a hybrid. So go on, pop the bonnet. Yes, so we've got this 4.4 litre twin turbo V8. It's got 585 horsepower. However, it's mated to an electric motor, and combined the total power output is 727 horsepower and 1000 newton meters of torque, and that drives all 4 wheels via an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now that's quite a lot of power, isn't it? But is it making more power than BMW suggest? Let's put it on the dyno to find out. I'm here with Mitch from Ori Performance in Swindon, so we're going to find out what the reality is. Now, in my experience, BMWs usually overperform. Yeah. Do you find that? Yeah. Well, this one. When I dyno tested the old BMW M5 competition, it was supposed to have 625 horsepower, but actually produced 652 horsepower. Yeah, there's some good numbers. So Mitch, this graph looks pretty blooming good. So what have you found?
She's got a lot of horsepower.
A lot.
And even more torque. What we've actually got on there is what is calculated today at our engine is 774.4 horsepower.
Wow. So that's a considerable uplift over the claimed 727. And then we come to the torque. So the car's supposed to have 1000 newton meters peak torque.
Yeah, it is 1000 newton meters.
So, okay, today's running at 1000 newton meters. Yeah. And the interesting thing as well is just that torque curve. Look how it just like rises so sharply, then it stays flat until 5000, then tapers off. Yeah. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
What are these cars like to tune? Because the previous generation were pretty good for tuning. You could get to 1000 horsepower with an engine build. Do you have to build the engine for this to get to 1000?
Not for 1000 on one of these.
Really?
One of these, I believe, literally by just doing a stage 1 map and very little modifications to the engine at all, you know, you're talking an intake and exhaust, and you'll be seeing well over 1000.
And do you reckon, like BMW, when they were designing this car and building it, they worked that in? They're like, right, we're doing a hybrid. Let's make sure it's an absolute banger. Yeah. Even though on paper, like you look at the engine output, it's no more than the previous generation car. You're saying that actually, it's another level.
It's also the electric side filling in as well.
Yeah. Wow. This car is supposed to do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Let's find out what the reality is. I've got my specialist timing gear up here. I'm going to time it to 60 miles an hour and over the quarter mile, see what it does. Launch control. We're ready. Frickin' hell, that was mental. That can go a lot quicker because of the wheel spin. Let's try again. That was brutal. That was a bit of launch. 3.48, see? .37. Once again though, I think it can go quicker. This is serious, this thing is. That was a good one. This will be it. Oh, 3.52, but maybe quicker on the quarter. Nope. One more blast. .41. Oh. I reckon I can get it a little bit quicker, but I think that's some good attempts there. What I like about it is it's letting me launch over and over and over again, whereas BMWs didn't used to do that. That was a good one. No. Oh, come on. It's getting consistent now. I think we are where we are. I'll tell you what though, there is something about this in the way that it just has no lag. If I just put my foot down, that torque fill from the electric motor, there's no pause when you put your foot down. Let me just put it into just normal drive mode, and this is where you really feel the benefit. So you're just driving along and you want to accelerate and it's just on it straight away. Look, you can see the battery power there in the blue, whereas normally there'd be a pause while the turbo spools up. That just fills it in and it's just on it straight away. Blimey. So while it might not be quicker so far with the quarter mile, It does feel quicker when you initially put your foot down when you're driving along. It does pick up better than I remember the previous generation M5 did. For a plug-in hybrid, this car sounds blooming good, you know. Rev it up. It's not bad, is it? The second good thing about the new BMW M5 is that it has uprated brakes over the standard 5 Series. So at the front you have 410mm discs gripped by 6 piston calipers, then at the rear you've got 398mm discs gripped by a single piston caliper. That's for the standard iron disc. If you upgrade to the carbon ceramics, which costs about £8,000, then you get 420mm discs up front, though at the back it's still the same size as the iron discs. Anyway, let's see how they perform. Right, brake test from 60 miles an hour. It's a heavy old car. Let's try it. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. That's like double leg press. Can we beat 35 metres? Whoa! Look at that! Certainly stops well, 32 metres. That is really, really impressive stopping power. Really impressive. Good brakes. Good brakes. The third good thing about this new BMW M5 is related to the fact that it has adaptive dampers as standard. This car is super relaxing. If I want to, I can go into electric only mode. And it's silent. Well, apart from the tyre noise and some of the noise of the vehicles going past, that it's not too loud. I can go up motorway speeds in electric power for short distances. You can do just over 40 miles on electric power alone, but it's quite nice just cruising along like this. So if I go in hybrid, it will manage the systems better. So you get the benefit of electric power, but you've got the petrol motor, so you don't have range anxiety. Now this thing is only averaging 22 miles per gallon, but that's because it's been ragged by a load of journalists. It's letting me launch over and over and over again. And really, when you think about this kind of car and what it can do in the performance, 22 miles per gallon is pretty good, especially when it's been in the hands of people who like to drive enthusiastically and will have been doing so to test the car for their reporting. But it is a very nice long distance cruiser. It's comfy too, surprisingly comfy. I think it feels more comfortable than the previous M5 and the one before that. It's like they're going more in a comfort orientated direction. There's a touch of a Bentley about this car in the way that you have ballistic performance yet quite good levels of comfort. That does mean that it's slightly less M-car-like though. Another good thing about this, being a BMW, you can get a good discount through CarWow. So you can save an average of £6,000 off a new M5 already through CarWow. But you might not want to buy one yourself. You see, for the first time in a long time, you might want to consider one of these as a company car. Yeah, that's right. You don't have to go with a boring full-on electric car. You could have an M5. Reason being, because it's a hybrid and can go a decent amount of mileage on electric power alone, over 40 miles.